Xin chao, what's up everybody? Alright, today's video is going to be a pretty big one. It's going to be do not do this on your first visit to Vietnam unless. So before we get into the video, if you sign up for the Patreon, you can see the rest of the Korea content. There's around 10 more videos, high quality, would be regular channel content that I decided to put the rest on Patreon. You can sign up for $110 a year or for $5 a month. So if you want to do that, the option's available. It's fixing the rain, so I'm gonna get the umbrella out. Because the rain ain't gonna stop us. It's been stopping me all day from filming, but it ain't gonna stop me now. My trusty 2-year-old umbrella here. Hold on, let me get this. She's seen better days, but it's okay. We're gonna keep on filming. We're gonna keep it moving. The wind picks up, it gusts a little. It's okay. So yeah, this is a big mistake some people make when they first come to Vietnam. This was really popular before pre-COVID. Is they decide that they're gonna take a motorbike journey across Vietnam and have little to zero motorbike experience. This is a tremendously bad idea. You know, just in the news today, a Spanish guy came back to the country to thank the doctors that saved his legs when he got into a horrific motorcycle accident on his attempt to conquer Vietnam. He didn't have too much motorbike experience. He came here and he decided he was going to go from, I think, all the way from the south all the way up to the north, which is totally doable if you are an experienced rider and you rent the right motorcycle and you have proper gear on and you know what you're doing. This is not a place to come and learn how to ride a motorcycle, and then on top of that decide that you're gonna traverse all of Vietnam on a motorcycle, on a trip. Now, even me, from personal experience, I know people that have broken arms. You used to be able to walk around Vietnam pre-COVID and you would see tourists and casts, and you didn't even have to go up to them. It would usually be the dude's girlfriend or something, and you could just go ask and be like, motorbike accident, and they'd be like, yep. So this just isn't the place to come and learn how to ride a motorcycle. Now, can you, say you're in Hanoi, can you rent a twist and go scooter? What a twist and go scooter is all automatic. You just throttle for the gas, brake for the brake, and you know, take a day trip or a 2-day trip up a few mountains going pretty slow. Yeah, that's gonna be okay. I'd say you'll be all right with that. But if you've never manually driven a motorcycle, you have little experience on a motorcycle, and you decide you're going to come here, rent a manual transmission motorcycle with knobby wheels like the 150, the Expat Delight, and decide that you're going to traverse all of Vietnam, I can't say I recommend that. It's absolutely do not recommend for me. My first thing I would do, if that's what you really want to do, like if your heart is set on walking around or motorbiking around all of Vietnam, first thing you need to do is buy a motorbike wherever you're at, get something cheap, or take lessons where they provide you a motorcycle, and take lessons, learn. And then acclimate yourself to traffic when you get here. It's not normal, you know? You have to understand that, like, when you go up into the mountains and stuff, these buses drive super aggressive, these trucks drive super aggressive. They're driving the same route every day, like 5 times a day sometimes. So they're going max speed to try to maximize however many people they can take every day, especially these bus drivers. So it's a tremendously, you know, terrible idea to think that with little to zero motorbike experience that you're one, going to rent a bike, not put it down, not wear the proper gear, and traverse from, you know, South Vietnam all the way to North Vietnam. This is absolutely not something I recommend. And it is something people do, and we need to step away from thinking that that's a possibility. So that's what the point of this video is today. You know, I'm a person that's got 22 years of motorcycle experience, and I'm still not like particularly keen on traversing all of Vietnam on a motorbike. One, I wouldn't do it because, one, it's super uncomfortable. Being on a motorcycle longer than an hour is just not fun. I don't care what kind of motorcycle it is. It's not entertaining. Your ass hurts, your wrist hurt. It just all accumulates. Just, for me, that's not a good time. When I was a kid I used to love to do shit like that. I would cruise all over on my motorcycle. You know, I've been in 2 near-death accidents on crotch rockets too, so like that's why I'm a particularly cautious person on my motorcycle. You know, I'm not in any hurry to go anywhere. I don't need to go anywhere fast. I don't need to purr through the gears. Take your time, slow and steady wins the race, just like how I do YouTube. I don't need to go viral. I don't need to make shorts. I don't need to go on TikTok. I don't need to do all this shit. I'm just going to continue to make content my way, and it'll hit or it won't. But I'm just going to keep doing me and keep making videos. One day it'll probably hit. But, you know, not all things happen instantly. So my greatest recommendations for anyone is to learn a motorcycle before you come here. Now let's flip side it. If you have years and years of experience and you're pretty gung-ho about coming here and renting, you know, like a knobby dirt bike and traversing, that's fine. I have a couple subscribers that have come here and done it. I met up with them even. One guy, he did down his bike 2 times, but he had full gear on. You know, he had literally pants on, leathers. He didn't have leathers, but he had on motorcycle pants. He had motorcycle boots on. He had a jacket, a fully padded jacket. He had gloves on. He had a full helmet on. Like, he had the proper gear to do it. You know, and it's really uncomfortable here to ride in a full set of riding gear. So it's not very common that you'll ever see anybody properly in riding gear. So if you're gonna do it, rent the proper bike. You know, that 150 I'm talking about, I forget the exact model, but it's like the expat delight. Like, everybody rents the 150. It's got parts in any little city you go to, any little town. So if you break down somewhere, that town will be able to help you. But like, even on that, things you want to bring extra parts that are common. Maybe like a chain or a belt. I don't know. I think it uses a chain. Or you bring an extra chain. You bring some hand tools with you. Have basic knowledge of motorcycle repair, because if you break down somewhere in the middle of nowhere, no one's going to really be able to help you. So you have to be prepared for all this stuff. Like the guy I was talking about, he had tools. He bought a bunch of extra parts that commonly break on that bike. And do your homework. Research it. This isn't something you just go into and go, oh, it'll be fun. Me and my mates we'll rent some dirt bikes and we'll go traversing around Vietnam. You know, my best friend here, before he left, before COVID, him and his buddies went and did that. And one of his buddies broke their arm. Another dude sprained their ankle. I think another dude sprained his wrist. It's like they all got hurt, and they all fucked up each bike. Like, each bike had, I think, hundreds of dollars worth of damage when they returned it that they ended up owing, because they had little to zero experience on riding a motorbike. So I'm just trying to help you out, and I don't want to see anybody dead trying to have a fun time on their first motorbike experience. You know, you can read dozens of articles of people actually like full on dying doing motorbike journeys up in the mountains, getting smashed by a truck or one of these limo vans, these big vans. These are the things you got to understand, is if you're not normalized to how this shit works, like, you have no right of way. A pedestrian has the least right of way, motorcycle has the second least right of way, and then it goes cars, trucks, and buses and semis. They have the most right of way. It's insane. How we look at things is directly opposite here. So I mean, I would not advise it to anyone to have your first motorbike journey here in Vietnam. And then to the flip side of that, there's a guy in the Discord that had no motorbike experience, and I think he got on a twist and go, and he launched it into a ditch or something. I'm sure he's watching. He can maybe type his story if he wants to, but he didn't get badly hurt. But you want to have some experience. And if you are going to gain your first experience here, get a twist and go, a 150 or 125, something that costs like 10, 15 million, something that if you wreck, it's not going to be the end of the day. More than likely you will wreck, probably lay it down at low speeds like most people do. Almost every new rider downs it in some kind of way. Usually it's not bone breaking, maybe a couple bruises, a little road rash, but nothing too serious. It's still raining? Stop it, man. Stop it. Okay, cool. So I read that article today in the Vietnam Express of the Spanish guy coming back and thanking the doctor that saved his legs because he could still walk. If this doctor wouldn't have done that, he wouldn't be walking right now. So it made me just really think of how many people actually come here and think they're going to do, you know, motorcycling without zero experience and expect nothing really bad to happen. So it's possible. You could do it. You could get lucky. Do I recommend it? No. I am going to do a premiere with you guys on this, so we'll be talking about it. We'll do other videos like this too. I've already done a lot of videos on things you shouldn't do. Other things like only bring one debit card, stuff like this. But this one's specifically focused in on motorbikes. And definitely don't buy a motorcycle if you have zero experience here as your first means of transportation. Just get a scooter, get an automatic. Do not get something with manual gears. Do not learn on aggressive streets during aggressive times. If you're going to learn to ride when there's nobody out at like, you know, 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. or like 11 to 12. There'll be some people out at lunch going to lunch. So just try to pick non-optimal traffic times where there's rush hour and stuff, and you should be all right. So, I mean, I think that's all I've got for you today. This was what we were limited to filming because it's been raining literally all day. I came out to come pick up my wife from work, so I was able to film this in this little bit of rain. I hope you guys found it useful. As ever, if you did find it useful, smash the like button, comment, and subscribe. If you didn't find it useful and annoying, unsubscribe, leave a shitty comment, and dislike button. And then keep it moving. Go find some other Vietnam YouTuber. There's plenty of them out there. So as ever, thanks for watching. Stay frosty. See you on the next one. I hope this helped. We'll be talking about it live in the chat as it goes on. So peace out.